Shalom Aleichem.
Oh, sure.
What is your name?
Shmuel Beller
Where were you born?
in Oświęcim, which the German called it Auschwitz.
What year?
Tufreich Pi Zion, 1927. I used to go to Cheder. I didn't have a short childhood then because the war broke out. Bar mitzvah, the war broke up. I was 12 years old exactly. We had we had a cheder. We didn't have like a yeshiva like. And I just started to go to a yeshiva, the Adomska yeshiva, which was across the bridge. There was one street which was the Yiddish gas, and there was a lot of Buta Medrushim and the slaughterhouse there for chickens and different things there. And just the war broke out and everything stopped.
What street did you live on?
It was called Ulica Legionów number 5.
Pan mówi po polsku?
Yeah,
Tak?
yeah. Ja rozumiem po polsku,
Tak.
a ja nie pamiętam polskiego lat.
Tak.
How do you speak Polish?
Ja jestem z Częstochowy.
You were born in Częstochow? In Częstochow you were born?
1988.
Ah. So how do you come here from Częstochow?
Long story.
Uh-huh.
Long story. But
You were born in Częstochow in 1988, wow.
Yeah.
There were Jewish people there, a lot of Jewish people there.
Not too many. Not too many.
And your parents?
My parents also were living in Częstochow.
In Częstochow.
My mother was the head of the Jewish community in the Częstochow after the war.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was 15 when I came to America to learn about Yiddishkeit, because in Poland there's no Chedorim. There were no Chedorim, there were no yeshivas in Poland.
I know.
So I went to public school. I didn't wear yarmulke, I didn't know anything.
When did you come to the United States?
In 2004.
2004?
Yes.
So you're about 18 years here.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, let's speak about you. I'm very interested in your story. You grew up in Poland.
Yeah.
In Oświęcim.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about your parents?
They were pushed to Eden. And the Parnusa was, Oświęcim was called, was a town with most of the people. The Parnusa was from the Bia Hosea, was a custom peddler. They sold for the there were Germans living on the Polish side from the border, and they worked on the German side, and they made a lot of money. The Jews sold them whatever they needed on consignment, and they went every week to collect, every day, sometimes every week, to collect the money, and that's what they do with Panosov. This is.
Mm-hmm. Was your father Hasidish?
No.
A Polish Yid?
Yeah.
There was such a thing as Polish Yid. If you were not
Yeah,
Hasidish...
there was a lot of plain Yidden there. There was not Hasidic. There was, but not a lot. However, you could see in our Shabbos, you could see Yidden without beards, and they were well stramig. Yeah, stramig was very popular there.
Ah, interesting. Your father's parents, did you know?
I met them when I was a little boy. They lived in Vienna, in Austria. And my mother-in-law's children's parents, they lived in Oświęcim, which we constantly been there. My grandfather was a Choshev Yid, Hadras Punim. He was the Gabba for the big shul in Oświęcim. He was a rich man. He was the Rabbi, there was Shikuah, there was everything there. He was a rich man, and comparatively speaking, he was well-to-do man. And he took care of a big shul, which was a big shul. There was it was called Mismerish Agudel, and not only that he took care, he actually got up early in the morning, opened up the shul for the people. They should be able to come in and daven, to learn, and so on. He came home every day from shul about 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. He was well-to-do, comparatively speaking.
And he was Hasidish?
Well, he had a long, I don't know if he was Hasidish, but he had a long beard. He was a long beard, very long beard, yeah.
What was his name?
Goldstein.
And first name?
Heinrich Goldstein. Where I lived, I lived like a little bit under the street, and it's not actually. But there was, Plain Eden, they lived there. There was one shul there, and where we lived there was a besmedrish there, and but not any. There was a general, all kind Chassidim, not Chassidim, Plain Eden, mostly Plain Eden over there.
What do you remember from the Cheder? Where was it located?
Right there in the shul was a cheder.
What street?
It was, I don't know what it was. A little piece area there. Was not a street. Was like as you come off the bridge, you made a right turn. There were a few houses and the cheder. And there was the shul there.
That was the Beis Medrash Hagadol.
No, this was in the town.
Oh.
This was in the town. But where I live, I was under the town. Was under the town. I lived on the street that it took to the barracks where the military was. And the Germans, when they comfort Poland, they made it into Auschwitz, what was Auschwitz camp, the labor camp, and then in a different area they made the destruction camp. The reason why they did it because this was called Ulica Kolejowa, or the Barngasse, the barn, and over there they had the transports where they brought from all over Poland and other European countries from the Germans came in there, and so they built there the crematoriums and all that. This was over on the other side, but it was close to the other area. It was not too far away, maybe half a kilometer, something like that.
How old were you when you went to the Cheder?
To the Cheder, or the Cheder I started when I was a young boy, 3 years old or so. But to start in the yeshiva, I just about started when the war broke out. But I stopped everything right away.
What do you remember from the Radomska yeshiva?
There was the Radomska yeshiva who went there. Yeshiva Ktana, few boys there, 10, 20 boys maybe, most.
This was in Auschwitz?
Yeah. Was over the bridge there was a street that was called the Yiddish Gas, and there was, you went to the end there was the Besmedrish, and Besmedrish Agudel, and a big Besmedrish. There was the Schriete, where there was Schriete there, and there was a lot of Gedurim, and there was the Yeshiva also, the Yeshiva, the Radomska Yeshiva was also there.
And how come you went to the Radomska yeshiva?
There was not too many yeshivas there. It was just about 1, 2. There was a Bobby, I think Belz was also. But that's a small town.
And what did you learn? Do you remember what you learned?
I don't remember what I learned, but I just, I was 12 years old. When I came to yeshiva, I was already, I had to learn already Gemara, Rashi, Tosafos, but I stopped right away. 184, 805.
And what do you think when you put on the tefillin in the morning?
What I think? I don't think. One moment thing. I put on tefillin, it's so many years already.
Yeah. Weiter gegangen in health.
Habe ich halt nur was so nach dem Spruch, sagt Teufel, du noch verärgert, habe ich gegeben, wo du darfst.
Amen.